This week on The Modified World, we delve back into the world of body modification with magnetic implants. So, stick around. So welcome to The Modified World, the weekly web show about body modification, the people who do it, the people who get it, and why it matters. I'm your host, I'm the senior piercer at the world-renowned Pangea Piercing, beautiful sunny downtown Ann Arbor, Michigan, purveyor of internet wackiness. You know it, you love it. I'm JC Potts. This week I decided to venture a little bit out of my comfort zone, do a little bit something different. One of our happy locals wanted to get a sweet magnet and fingertip, and of course, you didn't want to just have any old person do it, but I can't say I'd ever done it before. So of course, the proper way of going about any type of procedure that one has never actually done before is to be honest about it. Tell them, look, I've never done it before. I know a little bit about it, and I'm willing to give it a shot. And I don't charge for anything that's new or different or that I haven't done before. Of course, that's pretty rare at this point in my career. I've done virtually everything at least once or twice. But once again, delving out there a little bit into a world that I wasn't quite comfortable with. That said though, super easy, no problems. About like doing, almost like doing genital beading, kinda. Of course, I've been following up with our happy friend, and he's been saying that, practically already healed already. And as far as any problems go, he says about the only thing he really notices is that, wow, anytime he microwaves something, he can feel it now. Kind of cool. Plus, this week, I waxed a little philosophical while I was doing some prep packs or jewelry packaging. But I do want to talk to you guys about something a little serious. And that's diversity in the body piercing marketplace. Well, and tattooing for that matter, or what have you. So I'm sure you all have noticed, at least in America, it really seems to be a, well, not exactly a very diverse group. You know, a lot of times it's males. And a lot of times too, not really a lot of, various ethnicities, mostly just European Americans. And that's cool, nothing wrong with that. But I do want to say this, that, I'd love to be able to, hire more females and, more people of color and stuff. But admittedly, I really don't get that many people asking. So it kind of puts me in a loss. Sure, as an employer, I'd love to increase the diversity of my workforce, but I can only hire who, is applying. So I'm saying this, if you're female or some sort of ethnic minority or something like that, I'd strongly encourage you to pursue a career in the body arts, you know, you automatically have a bit of an advantage because, you know, you're just not another white dude. Once again, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, you know, in a pretty saturated marketplace, it behooves you to set yourself apart in any way, shape, or form. Now, assuming that you've already mastered the idea of being able to, you know, do good work and give good customer service and not get too big of a head or anything like that. Well, still, for right or wrong, a lot of times folks will feel more comfortable with somebody who more closely resembles them. So, you know, maybe if you're in a community that's largely African American, shoot, maybe they're going to feel more comfortable with an African American piercer. Same thing with like females. I've noticed this in particular. You know, I get a lot of requests for female piercers. Of course, I have one on staff, but at the same time, you know, it would be nice to have more. And if you're in an area where the whole place is a sausage fest and you're the one female piercer, you're automatically going to have a leg up, because anytime somebody wants to refer to a female, well, guess what? You're the only one around. So there's that. So never let it be said that I ever would try to discourage somebody from getting into the industry, and especially too if they don't necessarily fit the traditional mold of the body piercer.
This is usually my job. I don't got time for that today though.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't really have time for it, but it's a vital and necessary thing that needs to be done. So I'm over here making prep packs. And that, of course, brings me to the part of the show where I answer viewer questions. I always implore you guys to ask me questions. Leave them in the comment section down below. And if it's interesting, intriguing, something that doesn't require an entire video to visually explain, or something I haven't been asked a million friggin' times, then sure, I'll answer your question. And if I answer your question on the air, I'll send you a swag pack. That's right, anywhere in the world. All you have to do is listen, pay attention. If I read your question, then you send me your address and I'll send you stuff. Could be stickers, could be buttons, could be t-shirts, you never know. All I know is it's free. And this week's question comes from Bethan Hanley, who asks, I was just wondering why you don't wear your plugs anymore. You always had such lovely ones in. And you are correct, Bethan. They are lovely. It's 1.06 carats of VS Clarity G coloration diamonds per piece. And they're substantially heavy when it comes to the gold content. So yeah, they're nice pieces, but at the end of the day, man, to be honest with you, I'm just kind of over it. I didn't really ever want my earlobes done anyway. I kind of did them because I was, you know, I really felt like I needed to stretch my ears to be able to really talk about stretching ears. You know, I had a lot of clients that were asking about getting their, you know, stretching their ears. So, well, I did the responsible thing, pierced and stretched my ears. And I had fun with it for a while, but I'm just kind of over it. So I took them out. They were up to 00. This one down to, maybe 8 gauge. Maybe. I might be able to get a 6 in this one. Maybe. Of course, if I wanted to stretch them back up, hey, no big deal. I can just stretch them back up. It's not like I don't have a bottomless jewelry case, almost unlimited supply of all the awesome shinies you could ever want. So if I ever want to, I'll just stretch them back up. But as it stands right now, I don't know, I'm just kind of over it. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for asking, Bethan. If you send me your address, I'll send you some swag. And of course, that was my show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, possibly remotely entertained. You know, questions, comments, all that stuff. And freaking subscribe, man. We're up to 43,000 subscribers, pushing for 50,000. I'll get there before you know it. So, go ahead, like I said, subscribe and share a video too. It never hurt, doesn't cost anything. Lets me know that you really care. And of course, stop back by next week for another episode of The Modified World.